The FDA proposes a ban on menthol cigarettes. We'll have reactions from a national civil rights group and some area smokers.
President Biden is spending his 100th day in office, pushing two huge spending bills in Georgia. I'm Deborah Alfarone at the White House, where reaction to his speech is still coming in.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Food and Drug Administration today proposed a ban on menthol cigarettes and flavored cigars. This is KOAM News at 5. The FDA says banning menthol cigarettes will save hundreds of thousands of lives. The agency is once again taking steps to end sales of the mint-flavored tobacco that is most popular among black smokers.
Menthol is cooler, it's soother. It makes the tobacco poison, go down easier because it's not as harsh. And without menthol in cigarettes, a lot of African Americans have said that they would quit smoking in general.
Criminal justice groups warn a menthol ban could trigger criminal penalties disproportionately on people of color, but the FDA says law enforcement will target the marketplace, not individual consumers. The FDA says they plan to introduce the new product standards within the next year, but today we went to a smoke shop in Joplin to see what residents think of that proposed ban. Some who don't smoke say they don't see any problem with it. Others who smoke but don't smoke menthol cigarettes or flavored cigars say it wouldn't impact them, but think it should be each person's choice. And those who use menthol cigarettes overall aren't excited about the idea.
No. We need our menthols. There are people who cannot do regular cigarettes. We need our menthols.
I don't like it at all. I'm not going to be very happy about it if they do go through with it, because I don't like smoking the regular cigarettes, and I kind of like smoking.
We're going to have more reaction from smokers and hear from the president of the Joplin NAACP tonight at 6. Brings us to today's KOAM News Now Instapoll. Today's question is, do you think a ban on menthol cigarettes would lead to fewer people smoking? You can vote at KOAMNewsNow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to check in on them a little bit later in this newscast. A Labette County, Kansas judge sentences a Parsons woman for hitting and killing her boyfriend with her car. Authorities say 30-year-old Tiffany Jakey was driving south on US 59 when she passed another vehicle in a no-passing zone, drove partially onto the shoulder, and hit William Trieber, who was walking on the shoulder. Trieber was pronounced dead at the scene. Jakey is sentenced to 14 years in prison after pleading no contest to second-degree murder, 2 counts of aggravated endangering a child, and driving under the influence. Doug Hetty joins us now with a first look at the weather. Doug.
Hey, Dow. After the showers, the thunderstorms over the past couple days, today has actually turned out to be a pretty good day. We did have the clouds during the morning hours, but since that point in time, we've had partly sunny skies. Temperatures have been nice. It's turned out to be a very nice spring day across the region. All the clouds, all the showers, thunderstorms staying to our south. But we still have a piece of energy sitting back across northern parts of Mexico, which will start to affect us again by the time we head into the second half of the weekend. Until then, we look pretty good. Temps right now, most of us lower 70s. We have these northerly winds kind of ushering in a little bit cooler air than what we've had over the past couple days. But through the evening hours, get outside, enjoy it. Looks great. We're going to drop back through the 70s into the 60s. Of course, we'll look into the weekend here in just a bit.
All right, we'll see you then. Thanks, Doug. President Biden hit the road to Georgia to mark 100 days in office. The trip kicks off a 10-day multi-state blitz by administration officials to sell the president's latest policy plans for infrastructure and American families. Deborah Alfarone reports from the White House.
On his 100th day in office, the president and first lady went to Georgia, where they visited former President Jimmy Carter and his wife Rosalind. Later, President Biden will hold a drive-in rally where he'll tout his administration's accomplishments on the pandemic. He'll also push for his latest multi-trillion-dollar proposals, the American Jobs Plan for infrastructure and the American Families Plan to expand access to childcare and education. In Baltimore, Vice President Kamala Harris marked the 100th day touring a vaccine site.
American aspiration is how we got to more than 200 million shots in arms in less than 100 days.
The president's trip came a day after he gave a major address to a joint session of Congress in which he promised bipartisanship and unity.
We can do whatever we set our minds to if we do it together.
We are all united around what the president put forth last night. It was an agenda for the people.
Congressional Democrats praised the president's words while some Republicans pushed back.
I was disappointed in President Biden's speech. It's been a very radical agenda.
In 2 weeks, the president will host his first meeting with all 4 top House and Senate party leaders. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, the White House.
Tomorrow, President Biden is scheduled to travel to Philadelphia, where he'll mark Amtrak's 50th anniversary and discuss his infrastructure plans. The U.S. is sending more than $100 million worth of supplies to help India to fight off a surge of COVID-19 cases. That country is facing the world's worst outbreak of the virus. The shipment includes essentials like rapid COVID tests and masks for frontline workers. Russia and Britain are sending medicine and ventilators. A little bit later, trying to combat scammers.
Pandemic-related scams are on the rise. I'm Chris Martinez with why consumer groups say the worst could be yet to come.
And next in Healthwatch, some doctors worry a certain kind of steroid used for organ transplants is being overprescribed. For patients with respiratory tract infections, research finds it's safe and effective to delay antibiotic treatment. A study in the BMJ tracked more than 55,000 patients. For those who delayed filling their prescriptions, symptoms were no more severe than for those who took antibiotics immediately. When dentists prescribe opioids to treat pain, they could be putting their patients at risk. A study from the University of Michigan finds overdose rates were 2.5 times higher among patients who filled an opioid prescription after a dental procedure. Researchers say painkillers like ibuprofen are usually an effective alternative. Steroids, they've commonly been used and abused throughout sports and fitness because of their instant and energizing effects. But now another kind of steroid, corticosteroids, used for organ transplant acceptance and autoimmune conditions, may be getting dangerously overprescribed. Bronchitis, sore throat, congestion, the common cold. These common respiratory issues usually resolve on their own, but doctors can also prescribe a steroid shot.
You'll take them either as an injection or as a pill, and they go everywhere.
When patients go to the doctor, they expect something to happen. And it turns out that doctors are reimbursed by insurance if they prescribe a steroid shot. Steroid shots offer instant gratification and a huge energy boost, alleviating symptoms temporarily. But some medical experts say they lack evidence of true benefit for respiratory patients.
It's really tough to give patients steroids long term because there's just too much side effects.
Steroid use has been linked to frightening side effects like blood clots, heart failure, sepsis, and psychotic episodes, even when they're used short term. Now, some doctors are concerned that these corticosteroids are being overprescribed to patients who have no indicated need for steroids. In an analysis of 10 million outpatients, 1.2 million people with acute respiratory infections were prescribed corticosteroids. Researchers say if you feel uncomfortable receiving steroids, ask your doctor if they're absolutely necessary and for evidence of its benefits. The American Addiction Center says corticosteroids are not an addictive substance, but they can cause symptoms of withdrawal when stopped abruptly. Corticosteroids raise the brain's level of cortisol, the hormones that regulate stress, and can cause patients to produce less of it naturally, leading to a corticosteroid dependence. New research at Penn State suggests parents of children who experience early puberty are more lenient when it comes to letting them drink alcohol. Experts caution that even if teens appear older, parents should maintain rules and structure that match their age and maturity. Teens who are bullied are more likely to fantasize about committing acts of violence. That's the finding in a new UK study that looked at 23 forms of aggression, including taunts and physical attacks. Researchers found that each type of mistreatment increased the probability of violent thoughts up to 8%. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, the Commerce Department releases a report on GDP growth in the first quarter of the year.
Plus, our temperatures are going to start to warm back up over the next few days. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, we got the showers, we got the thunderstorms over the past couple days. Finally, we get a chance to dry out just a bit, and temperatures are pretty good. We've been fairly mild all week long. Yesterday, we went into lower 70s. Today, we did climb into the mid 70s for highs, and we'll continue to warm up a bit over the next couple days. 75 in Chanute, 74 Veneta, 74 in Miami, 73 in Anderson. Nevada is sitting at 73. We do have a northerly wind behind this storm system. A little bit on the breezy side, north winds at about 10 to 15, but nothing like the wind that we had earlier this week. But it looks great. This is looking from our station off toward the south. Currently, we have mostly sunny skies, 73, north winds at 15. Humidity is low at 39%. Through the evening, we'll drop back through the 70s, 60s, eventually low to mid 50s later on tonight. So a little bit on the chilly side, but all in all, still pretty good. We do have some clouds kind of streaming through. This is mainly our southern counties, but in general, we have partly to mostly sunny skies. Our whole storm system that did roll through is now off toward the east or toward the south, where you can see still showers and thunderstorms across the southern parts of the plains. But there's a little piece of energy that kind of hung up back across northern parts of Mexico, and that's what we're going to watch over the next couple days. So here's the main system, and then this piece of energy kind of hung up out across western parts of Texas. So watch what happens over the next couple days. It just kind of sits down there, kind of hangs out, and then eventually it kicks out by Sunday into Monday. And then right behind it, we have another wave, which is going to build back in as we head into late Monday and then Tuesday. So these are going to be some changes that we'll watch as we go through the next couple days, as we're going to get this energy out into the central plains. At least we get a little bit of a break the next couple days, and then it'll start to get active again as we head into next week. For us tonight, kind of low 50s, a little bit on the chilly side, not bad. We get a nice Friday. We'll have partly to mostly sunny skies, temperatures a little bit warmer than what we are seeing today. Starting at 50, 71 by noon, high temp up to 77, mostly sunny skies all day long. So Friday looks good. I think most of Saturday looks pretty good. Southerly winds start to increase by Saturday morning. And then even on Saturday, we'll have partly sunny skies and temperatures pretty good again. We'll go into the upper 70s for highs. So at least the first half of the weekend looks good. By the time we head into Sunday, that little wave kicks out. We could get some showers and some thunderstorms. Some of these could be strong, so we're going to have to watch that. And then even on Monday, we could get a few strong storms. And then by Tuesday, a cold front drops through, and then we'll just kind of have showers and a few thunderstorms. But something we want to watch as we go through the next couple days. 77 tomorrow, 78 Saturday, 77 on Sunday. Chances for thunderstorms late Sunday into Monday, but we get several waves next week. So we're going to have chances for showers and thunderstorms just about each and every day, but temperatures overall pretty good.
It could add up to a lot of rain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Doug. Coming up, a rise in COVID-19 related scams. First, though, we honor a local veteran. John Moreland served in the U.S. Army in 1952 and 53. The Erie, Kansas native was stationed in Korea and received 2 Purple Hearts, and we salute Sergeant John Moreland, a 4-state hero. Topping Consumer Watch, the U.S. economy fired up to start the year. According to the Commerce Department, GDP grew 6.4% during the first 3 months of 2021. Economic growth spread across a wide variety of sectors, but it was led by consumer spending, which shot up 10% during that period. There was also more improvement in the job market. The Labor Department reports first-time filings for weekly jobless claims fell to 553,000 last week. That's down from the prior week and marks the 3rd straight week where claims have remained below 600,000. Texas, New York, and Georgia saw the biggest drops in unemployment filings. 500,000 Amazon workers are set to get a raise. The e-commerce giant said yesterday it'll boost pay by between 50 cents and $3 an hour for more than 500,000 operations employees. That means positions like customer fulfillment, package sorting, and delivery jobs will see the increase. The raises will start to take effect in mid-May through June. The Federal Trade Commission says over the course of the pandemic, it's tracked more than 400,000 scams related to COVID-19, which have defrauded consumers of more than $400 million. But now FTC officials say their ability to fight scammers has been dealt a devastating blow. Chris Martinez reports from Los Angeles.
Earlier this year, Janice Gash gave her contact info to the health department for a vaccine appointment. She got a call back, but when the caller asked her to spell her name, something didn't seem right.
I said, you should have my name. You're getting in touch with me for the vaccine.
Gash thought it might be a scam and hung up. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are trying to tackle an uptick in pandemic scams, including criminals contacting seniors offering fake vaccine appointments for money.
An individual who announced on Facebook that he had developed a COVID-19 vaccine and offered to vaccinate consumers for $400 each. And in the course of the investigation, we learned he admitted that he had injected about 30 consumers with his products.
Other scams include stealing personal information while offering to help with funeral services, selling fake sanitizer and masks online, and peddling fake COVID cures, treatments, and counterfeit vaccination cards.
Consumer groups are warning the worst is yet to come, due in large part to a recent Supreme Court decision that no longer allows the FTC to go after deceptive companies for monetary damages.
This decision will dramatically curtail the ability of the FTC to effectively protect consumers.
The FTC is asking Congress to reinstate its ability to collect money for consumers. Until then, officials say they'll work with law enforcement agencies to hold scammers accountable. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
If you think someone's trying to scam you, you can report it at ftc.gov. Again, ftc.gov. Digital device dependency is growing. According to a recent reviews.org survey, Americans check their phones 262 times a day? Yeah, that's about once every 5.5 minutes. That's an all day and night affair. 62% said they sleep with their phones, while 80% of people say they check their phone minutes after waking up. Wow, final check of the forecast up next. The CBS Evening News is next. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to hear from the Joplin NAACP about a proposed ban on menthol cigarettes. Plus, former Kansas Secretary of State Chris Kobach announces his bid to be the state's Attorney General. And 2 people are arrested accused of robbing a Joplin convenience store at Knife Point. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Take another look at our KOAM News Now Insta poll. We asked, do you think a ban on menthol cigarettes would lead to fewer people smoking? So far, nearly 9 out of 10 say no, they do not. You still have time to participate at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. We're going to have the final results on KOAM News at 6. Finding bones from the Ice Age is not something you hear about every day, but a Las Vegas couple did just that. While a construction crew was building a pool for their new home, they found some bones deep underground. They could be up to 14,000 years old or so. Scientists say the area where the bones were found was covered in springs during the Ice Age. In prehistoric times, animals like mammoths and camels and bison and 2 species of horses used to roam the area. Researchers believe the bones might be from a horse. It's not like, dinosaur bone old, but still, 14,000 years. That's pretty old.
That still dates back quite a ways.
Yes, it does. The weather looking pretty nice.
Yeah, it looks good for us tonight. A little chilly. We'll drop back to about 50, pretty much clear skies. Friday's great. Saturday is great. We could get a few thunderstorms in here late Sunday.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 6. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.